Welcome to my channel, YouTube. It's your boy Steven, and in today's video we're going to be talking about my first day on the job as an electrical apprentice. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was April 21st, 2023, and I got to the job 30 minutes early. I wanted to just introduce myself to everybody that was there, let them know who I was, and that this is my first day on the job, and I was just extremely excited to finally be starting my career and doing what I wanted to do. In the trade work, if you don't have any experience, they're gonna call you green. So that's what I was, and I was okay with that. Everybody has to start somewhere, so it's okay not to have any experience. But I remember my master electrician, right before I got ready to sit down, he mentioned something that was in the code book, and I didn't know what the code book was at the time, but it was an article 110.12, and it was mechanical execution of your work. Electrical equipment shall be installed in a professional and neat manner. And he told me that, and he told me that was going to always stick with me throughout my career, because that's going to be very important, when you're doing work in the electrical field. So I try to remember that article out the code book, because if the master electrician is telling you that, you need to pay attention to it. But all in all, once he told me that, I kind of just got settled in. They let me know who I was going to be going with, for my first day. So I got with the journeyman, and the first thing I did was fill up the ice bucket, make sure we had water in the cooler, because I wasn't sure where we were going, but I wanted to make sure that we, were prepared when it came to that. Then we started grabbing material. I wasn't sure what any of the material was at all, so they were kind of showing me hour by hour where things were, why did we use them, and things like that. So after about 10-15 minutes of them explaining that, we actually went to the job. It was a metal frame building, and we were wiring it. So that day was a pretty exciting day for me, because I was learning, how to install 1900 boxes. We were bending conduit, and running a few wires. So to me, all in all, that was just exciting, because I hadn't done it, and that was my first time doing it, and I just felt so happy to be doing something that I wanted to do, all in all. But it was a great time, great experience for me. I asked tons of questions. They were probably annoyed by how many questions I asked, but I really wasn't worried about it. But if I didn't know something, I was never afraid to ask, and ask why do we do certain things. But during that time, I just tried to learn what the material was, where the material was located at the shop or on the truck that I was on. It was just so many things that I tried to just take down that day. I didn't want to really overwhelm myself, but I did try to just focus and remember the things that my journeyman was telling me, why to do certain things. And I didn't have any tools at the time, so I couldn't really do things on my own. So it was really just handing him his stuff, or wherever he needed help, picking up trash, getting materials out the truck, whatever it might be to kind of make the job easier for the whole group. That was my main focus. I mean, that's what I felt like I had to offer at that time. But all in all, it was a great day. I felt like I learned a lot. My journeyman, took me under his wing, taught me what he could that day. And when we got back to the shop, it was a great experience for me. I was just happy that I finally was knocking out my first day. And I remember that my master electrician asked me, how did the day go? And what did I learn? I told him I learned about, what bushings were, lock nuts, connectors, couplings, how to bend 90 for conduit, and how to install 1900 boxes. Those are some of the things that we went over that day. So I just wanted to let them know that I was paying attention. I was alert. I wasn't never on my phone at all. And that was just things I felt like that will help me in the long run as an apprentice to stand out, to be alert, be assertive, and like trying to have no distractions. When your journeyman's talking or when he's doing something, just try to pay attention, because you just never know when he's gonna ask you or to do something or to ask you a certain thing, or you want to make sure that you are alert. You want to make sure that you're paying attention at all times, because it's your career. They don't really. Your career is going to go however far you want it to go, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to become an electrician, because I knew that the work that I put in, the more work that I put in, the more I would get out of my career. So that was one of my main focuses and why I wanted to do it. But all in all, as an apprentice, my first day was great. One of the things I would say is to just pay attention, ask questions, pick up trash, get water, you know, get ice and water in your coolers, try to grab material, you know, try to think ahead of what your journeyman is thinking. But if you're green like I was, you kind of really don't know what's going on, so you're going with the flow. But if you see something on the ground, just pick it up. You know, it's just certain easy things like that that you can do that makes the whole job, you know, go a lot better. And what makes you stand out, because you don't need anybody to tell you what to do. You just kind of do things on your own. So all in all, I think that if you take the initiative to want to be better or to want to be great in whatever you're doing, that's going to show to other people, and they're going to want to keep investing into you. So that's one of the things I would give the advice for anybody who's starting on their first day, or you know, or just new to the trade in general. But all in all, it was a great, successful day. I went home and I was just excited to finally be able to, you know, say that I'm an electrician. Even though I didn't do that much, but hey, I'm an apprentice electrician, so I was grateful about that, man. But that's how the day was. It was a great day. You know, I remember Article 110.12, learned the material, and it was just a day I just won't forget. So any of you new apprentices that just starting, or today might be your first day, or you're getting ready to come up on your first day, those are just some tips for you guys to check out. But in the meantime, this is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one. We out.